The Demon Emperor's hand shot out of the portal at full speed, reaching straight toward him. Trapped inside the barrier, Bai panicked the moment he saw it and shouted in alarm. Not good, it's the Demon Emperor. Lin, run! Meanwhile, the Demon Emperor's hand descended and grabbed his injured comrade. As he lifted him up, he called out the Dragon Emperor's name, and at that very moment, the Dragon Emperor also emerged from the portal. Raising his hand, the Demon Emperor said, "I've already done everything I needed to do. The rest is up to you." After saying that, he disappeared back into the portal, while the Dragon Emperor stepped out completely and arrived in the area. After that, all the demons present in the area immediately began flying away at full speed. Seeing this, his teachers, who were still trapped inside the barrier, became extremely anxious and shouted, "Those demon kings have left. Quick, break this barrier." As soon as they said that, the three of them launched their attacks and shattered the barrier. The barrier had already weakened because the demon kings had left the area. At that moment, Lin Moyu had already summoned the demon-slaying tower. As he manifested it in the area, he shouted to his teachers, "Teachers, quickly enter the demon-slaying tower." The moment they heard him, his teachers were greatly shocked. Yan Guangsheng immediately looked at him and asked, "Brat, then what about you?" Lin Moyu replied in an extremely serious tone, "It's fine. I can handle it." As soon as they heard that, all three teachers rushed toward the demon-slaying tower. The moment they entered it, he recalled the tower back into his spiritual world and let out a breath before muttering, "The demon-slaying tower contains an independent space. Now that I've recalled it into my spiritual world, I no longer have anything to worry about." Meanwhile, the Dragon Emperor was hovering directly above him. At this moment, he was extremely furious. Staring at Lin Moyu, he called out his name and declared that this time he would die by his hands and that no one could save him. Hearing those words, he looked at the Dragon Emperor with disdain before smiling and saying, "You lowly mixed blood dragon. If you want to kill me, you're not capable of it." The moment the Dragon Emperor heard this, he became utterly enraged. A terrifying burst of energy exploded from his body. His eyes widened with fury as he glared at Lin Moyu with a frightening expression and said, You actually dare call this emperor a mixed blood dragon?" As he spoke, he released an overwhelming amount of power and declared that this time he would completely destroy him and that no one would be able to save him. The Dragon Emperor continued increasing his power and activated his dragon form. Seeing this, Lin Moyu summoned the Thunder Tower's outer weapon and released it into the area. The moment the Thunder Tower appeared, it soared into the sky, rapidly expanding to a massive size while continuously releasing powerful thunder energy. At the same time, the Dragon Emperor had already transformed into his dragon form. Right then, the Thunder Tower unleashed the god-slaying thunder attack toward him. The powerful attack shot toward the Dragon Emperor at incredible speed. Seeing the attack approaching, he opened his jaws and gathered an immense amount of energy before releasing it directly toward the god-slaying thunder attack. Both energy attacks rushed toward each other and collided head-on, creating an impact that was unbelievably devastating. Seeing his attack fail, the Dragon Emperor was completely shocked and exclaimed in disbelief, "How is this possible? You're only level 76. How can you use the power of laws?" Hearing that, Lin Moyu simply smiled and replied, "I told you, you can't kill me." As he said that, he secretly muttered to himself, "With the strength of my soul, I still can't withstand the backlash of the power of laws. Fortunately, Antares taught me the soul-splitting technique. I can't let the Dragon Emperor notice anything unusual." Meanwhile, the Demon Emperor, who was watching the battle through the portal, looked at the Thunder Tower and said, "I never expected Lin Moyu to bring out the ancient Thunder Tower. And he's even using the god-slaying thunder infused with the power of laws. Just how did he manage to do that?" At the same time, the Dragon Emperor charged toward him at full speed and roared, "I refuse to believe you're actually this powerful. Die." However, before he could even reach him, the Thunder Tower once again activated the god-slaying thunder skill against the Dragon Emperor. The attack struck him directly. thunder spread across his entire body. One of his wings had been pierced, and large portions of his body were damaged and destroyed. Even so, he steadied himself and stared at Lin Moyu as he said, "Although I don't know what method you're using, you can't kill this emperor. At most, you can only injure me. You definitely can't use this kind of attack continuously. Otherwise, sooner or later, you'll die from the backlash of the power of laws." As he spoke, he condensed an energy attack and immediately released it toward him. The Dragon Emperor's attack slammed into Lin Moyu's body. The energy gathered around him and continuously attempted to inflict damage. The attack kicked up a massive cloud of dust throughout the area. When the dust finally settled, the Dragon Emperor's eyes widened in shock, and he exclaimed in disbelief that such a thing was impossible. Below him, Lin Moyu stood completely unharmed without a single injury. To survive the attack, he had already activated damage transfer and complete rebirth. After using both skills, he thought to himself, "With these two skills, as long as my summons don't die, I won't die either. And the Dragon Emperor's attacks aren't strong enough to instantly wipe out my entire undead legion." Then, in an extremely calm manner, he raised his hand and pointed toward the Dragon Emperor before using the God-Slaying Thunder skill once again. The God-Slaying Thunder shot forward at incredible speed and struck the Dragon Emperor's body again, inflicting massive damage once more. This attack left the Dragon Emperor seriously injured. After stabilizing himself, he let out a furious roar and declared that he would never let him go. The moment he shouted, countless dragons emerged from his body and rushed toward Lin Moyu. Watching this technique from afar through the portal, the Demon Emperor spoke in a serious tone. "No wonder every dragon with an ancestral bloodline has met a tragic death over the past 1,000 years. So it was your doing all along. Were you afraid they would threaten your position as ruler?" Meanwhile, after launching the attack, the Dragon Emperor looked at him and laughed before saying, "Die? By burning my ancestral bloodline, this strike contains all of my power." Then he unleashed the Divine Dragon World-destroying skill. Countless dragon-like creatures surged toward Lin Moyu to attack him. However, before they could even get close, the Thunder Tower activated its Thunder skill and began destroying all of those Shadow-type dragons one after another. At that same moment, the Dragon Emperor's attack struck him directly. The instant the attack landed, Lin Moyu's body began to disintegrate. Seeing this, the Dragon Emperor laughed and wondered whether he had finally died. However, at that exact moment, his body completely recovered through the rebirth skill. The moment the Dragon Emperor saw him alive again, his eyes widened in utter shock, and he cried out, "No, I don't believe it. Why won't you die? How are you still alive?" He was both shocked and enraged beyond belief as he roared furiously. Seeing his reaction, Lin Moyu smiled, took out Anter's scale, and said with a grin, "I'll play with you again next time." At the same time, the Dragon Emperor charged toward him at full speed while shouting, "Come out! Get out here, Lin Moyu! This emperor is going to chop you into pieces!" Meanwhile, after witnessing everything that had happened, the Demon Emperor sighed and said, "How did the human race end up producing someone like this? Lin Moyu, how is my abyss supposed to deal with you from now on? We can't kill you, and if we provoke or scheme against you, we'll have to face that person's wrath as well."